Here's a YouTube of that pianist playing this piece, Flight of the Bumblebee. Very, very difficult, but high energy for us. Okay, watch me first. I remind you that an advanced lunge is made up, of course, of two parts, advance and lunge. But there is an acceleration that happens. It isn't just the same tempo, the same speed. That's too easy for your opponent to read. You do one step, their brain already goes, that's the rhythm, and I'm going to adjust to that. But then you surprise them by really exploding on the lunge. So just this one step in your opponent's perception and brain will make her go, oh, that's the speed. But then if you double the speed, or at least increase it, you increase your own chances of hitting. So it looks like this. Slow, fast, recover, and retreat. Slow, fast, recover, and retreat. Slow, fast, recover, and retreat, and so forth. Many of you know this, of course. Some of you younger ones may not know it as well. The question is, knowing is one thing, doing is something else. Have you practiced it? And have you practiced it correctly? So, we're going to watch me again. Slow, fast, recover, and retreat. Notice my arm is starting forward to establish the right of the way, but it's not out here. So, again, slow, fast, recover, and retreat. So, face your target. I will call these a guard. Go, slow, fast, recover, and retreat. 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 Two more. Slow, fast, recover, and retreat. And slow, fast, recover, and retreat. So rest for a moment. So again, it's really important that the tempo or the speed change. It starts at one tempo, but then it changes suddenly. It's a little like anybody that fakes you out and says, look over there while they steal your wallet. Slow, fast. Switch to your non-dominant side. Face your dummy. It's going to look like this. Advance, lunge, recover, and retreat. Slow, fast, recover, and retreat. Of course, it will feel funny. That's the whole point. Face your dummy, or your target, and do 5 of these. Ready? Go. Slow, fast, recover, and retreat. 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 And slow, fast, recover, and retreat. That's the advanced lunge. The balestra, you may recall, is similar, but it's different in certain aspects. A balestra is a jump lunge, and it's done all at one speed, high speed, like a punch. So it looks like this. Here's the jump, and then the lunge. You will notice, as I said before, the moment my feet hit the ground, my front foot is already up in the air in the lunge. Boom. Boom. I've also used the image of perhaps you have cat's claws, or you're a mountain climber and you have crampons, those hooked sort of shoes. You want to grab the ground with your feet and then release it. So let's do just the jump without the lunge. Just the jump for now. Jump. You're going forward. Jump. 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 Now we're going to break it down and do jump, leg lift. So it looks like this. Jump and back. Jump. That's to train your front foot. The moment it hits it, it's like it's landed on an electric metal floor and it's zinging it with electricity. So it's, I barely spend any time at all on the jump. I do finish it. I don't go like this, but I do a complete jump and then my front foot comes out. So with the blade, it looks like this. Jump, lunge. Balestra, recover and retreat. Balestra, recover and retreat. Again, jump, lunge, and balestra are the same thing. One's an English word, one's Italian. This is a little bit harder than it looks. Remember, you're not jumping up so much as forward. The other thing to know is that this is to be used when you're just barely out of range of your opponent. In advanced lunge, you can be a little further away because you have time to come in. You can even bring your feet a little closer and change. But this is meant to be one immediate punch. So it's all going to be the same speed. All right, face your target. And I will call it in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Jump lunge and back. Jump lunge and back. Jump lunge and back. Jump lunge and back. 2 more. Jump lunge and back. Jump lunge and back. So you've now seen that at least a couple of times in these videos. So hopefully you practice it and know something of the difference. So the next 30-second set will be this, alternating between advanced lunge, recover, and balestra, recover. So you will go advanced lunge, recover, retreat, balestra, recover, retreat. Advanced lunge, recover, retreat, balestra, recover, retreat. Alternating back and forth. I will call them, then I may leave you on your own to see if you can keep yourself on track. And we will start this alternating exercise in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Advanced lunge and back. Balestra and back. 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 And now on your own, alternating. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll leave that for a moment, come back to it in a little bit. I want to review last week's combination parries. If you recall, 4 counter 4. A counter in this case means a circle. So if I'm right-handed facing you, I go 4, counter 4. That's a combination parry to catch an attack. So a little hard to demonstrate this as I've done before though. If you attack me and I go for the 4 parry and you go underneath with a disengage, what am I going to do? I can come back as a windshield wiper, but it's really easy for you to see that. You come here, you disengage, I'm in trouble, but instead of going back like a windshield wiper, I make this circle, and I come back and catch you where I intended to catch you in the first place, and then I make a repose. So watching me from your position is 4 counter 4. If you and I are the same person, so to speak, and you're right-handed, it's 4 counter 4 and back. It makes a straight line and then a circle at the end and back. Do it with me. 4 counter 4 and back. 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 And of course, if you're lefty, it looks like this: 4 counter 4 and back. Since lefties tend to be the minority, I hope you're good at adjusting and doing the opposite of what the righties are doing. Now we'll try 6 counter 6. Well, actually it's 4, 6 counter 6. So I do the 4, then a 6, and back where I started, and a circle in the opposite direction from the one I did before. 4, 6, counter 6. Windshield wiper, circle. Windshield wiper, circle. From this angle, 4, 6, counter 6. 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 And the same with lefties, 4, 6, counter 6. I say the same, I really mean the circle, of course, with the lefties in the opposite direction. 4, 6, counter 6. 4, 6, counter 6. I want to remind you, if you want this to be part of your toolbox, your repertoire, the weapons you use, practice it all the time. You don't need to have a foil to do this. I remember clearly being driven home by my college coach, maybe I told you this already, and he had a pencil, he made me practice it in the car over and over and over. And to this day, I do it all the time because it's so ingrained into my body habits. Right, so those are 2 combinations you can use, and they're used if you miss the first parry, you just want to sweep the entire area. It's called the zone defense. It's like having a big net to catch all the fish. Okay, so we'll leave that. Let's go back to the balestra and the advanced lunge. Again, advanced lunge is slow, fast, and the balestra is all fast. And a jump. So face your target, and we will start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Advanced lunge and back. Balestra and back. Advanced lunge and back. Balestra and back. Advanced lunge and back. Balestra and back. And now on your own. Keeping yourself going. Checking your form. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Do one more set of those and then practice defense in the lunge. I want to remind you that as usual with this class, I've done 2 15-minute videos. Last week I did more because I missed the week before because of technical problems. So this will be the final of 2 videos today. All right, face your target. Starting with an advanced lunge. 5, 4, 3, 2, go. Advanced lunge and recover. Balestra and recover. Advanced lunge and recover. Balestra. And so on your own. Keep going. 15 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. I think we reviewed last week that you can also, of course, be defensive in the lunge. For example, if I lunge and I am parried, I don't have to recover. I certainly can, and I often do, but you might want to stay in the lunge. You're here, and then you can recover back to 4, and then make your riposte. I remind you, in this term, the phrase is counter riposte. The word counter in this phrase means answering riposte, like a counter argument. It does not mean circular, like a counter parry. So it's going to be advanced lunge, stay in the lunge, parry 4, and riposte. Come back to 4, and recover. I'll show you again over the balestra. Balestra, stay there. 4, riposte, 4, recover. All right? Face your target. I will call it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Advanced lunge, stay there. Parry 4, make your counter riposte. Come back to 4, bend your legs and recover. Back on guard. Balestra this time. Ready? Balestra, lunge. Stay there. Come back to 4. Make your counter riposte. Come back to 4 again and recover. Advanced lunge. Ready? Go. Advanced lunge. Stay there. Parry 4. Counter riposte. Come back to 4. Bend your legs and recover. Balestra. Go. Jump lunge. Stay there. Parry 4. Counter riposte. Parry 4 again and recover. Advanced lunge. Go. Advanced lunge. Stay there. Parry 4. Counter riposte. Come back to 4. Bend your legs. Recover and retreat. 2 more. Go. Balestra. Balestra. Stay there. Parry 4. Counter riposte. 4 again. Bend your legs and recover and retreat. And last one. Advanced lunge. Advanced lunge. Stay there. Parry 4. Counter riposte. Back to 4 and recover and retreat. And for the last bit here, I'm just going to talk about the target. So I'm going to move my camera and point it at my very elaborate target area. So this is a pillow that I taped to my pillar. You can see, of course, all the stuff that people have in their basements. And I want to remind you that the target area is divided into quadrants, 4 parts. Assuming my opponent is right-handed, and holds his foil here. So this area, this quadrant is the high outside, and underneath is the low outside. And then because of the angle of his body, we call this the high inside. It's a little further away. It's like he's kind of like he's protecting it by hugging it. And the low inside. Part of the importance here is the position of your hand. Depending on where you are on the target, your hand may be prone, which is face down, or supine, which is face up, or in between. Typically on guard, your thumb's about 1 or 2 o'clock. If you go to the high inside line, it's perfectly okay to keep that position. If you turn your position there, look what happens to the point. It goes off. So the high inside line, my hand is also supine. The low inside line, the septime area, that also, my hand is face up or supine. But the low outside, the flank, here I turn my hand because of the angle of the attack. If I turn my hand supine on that side, look what happens to the point. So essentially on this side, your hand can be turned. It can also be turned here, although usually that doesn't work as well. But you certainly want supine or palm up here for the high inside and supine or palm up for the low inside. So I'm going to ask you to face your dummy and hit the line with a lunge that I tell you to hit, like high inside or low outside. Ready? High outside, low outside, high inside, low inside, high outside, low inside, low outside, low inside, high inside, high outside. Be sure your hand is in the right place. High inside, your hand should be supine with the palm up. Low outside, your hand should be prone with the palm down. Okay, that is it for this week. I just want to remind you, in case you didn't ever watch it, still have these really great posters about my friend Cyrano de Bergerac, and the link for that is in last week's post or the week before. And you can always just Google Cyrano on YouTube and find a really great American movie from the 1950s. All right, have a great week. I'll see you next week.